Okay, am I audible, sir? Should I start? Hello, everyone. On this second day of SEM 2 presentation from the paper number 107, the 20th century literature, World War II to the end of the century. I choose the topic dystopian varieties. In this topic, I described so many varieties of dystopian society apart from only books and that works. Here are my personal information. Now, first, let's see what is dystopia. If we see the definition of dystopia, it means an imagined world or society in which people lead wretched, dehumanized, and fearful lives. Dystopia, being the original spelling for dystopia, first appeared in Lewis Henry book Utopia or Apollo's golden days in 1747. Dystopia was used as an antonymy for utopia by John Stuart Mill in one of his 1868 parliamentary speeches by adding the prefix dis to utopia, re-imprinting the initial u as the prefix eu instead of ou. Dystopia eventually also became known as an antinomy of utopia. When we say utopia, everyone can easily understand what is utopia. Is it a positive side of dystopia? It is simply known that the best dystopian work is 1984 by George Orwell. Apart from dystopia described in the book, there are also other forms like games, animes, etc., which includes the mind of human being working in the shadow of dystopian society, like how everyone works dystopianly in other forms too. Let's say themes of dystopia, now how it works in other forms. The themes of dystopia depend on the specific work or fiction or image in society being depicted. However, some common themes are found in dystopian literature and media too. There is also a thing to notice that what we think of dystopia for someone else is utopia, as it described in this picture, your utopia, my dystopia. Now, there are several themes of dystopia. Let me describe it in detail. Control. Now, control is can be a main theme of the dystopia. Like dystopian society are often characterized by the government for ruling class having complete control over the lives of the citizen, limiting their freedom or thought and expression and using fear and violence to the maintain power. As my fellow presenter Rajeshwari described, who controls the past controls the future, who controls the present controls the past. The theme of power also work in with the control power. Now the third one, environmental disaster. It's also a theme of dystopia. Like many dystopian works portrays a bleak and desolate world that has been devastated by environmental disaster such as pollution, natural disaster, earthquake, and like that. Now laws of individuality, as we see, they controlling ourselves. We cannot be individual in the same place. Like dystopian societies often discourage or prohibited individuality and creativity, promoting conformity and obedience to authority. Now rebellion. Despite there are so many control and power on all the people, but some characters rebel against them. That is also a theme of dystopia, which can be on the side of utopia. Technology. Now, surveillance and technology. Dystopian society often use advanced technology and surveillance to monitor and control the citizen with little regard for privacy or personal autonomy. As we see in novel 1984, Big Brother is watching you. Now dystopia in video games. We all know that how video games work in our society. Every single child is playing video games, but there are some violative video games also which can be considered dystopia. As by the name we get to know that these games are called dystopian games, which include violence, but sometimes other factors are also responsible for ruling. Like Pepper Please is a game created by indie game developer Lucas Pop, in which you have to check passport, documents, and who is crossing the border of the game's fictional country. And if you find fake paper or something, that is something wrong in it, you can take a bribe and also advantage of that. As we see in the time of Soviet Union, soldiers are checking every people that they don't get anything in the society. Now, second game is a Costume Quest 2. It is also a sequel of Costume Quest. Is a video game developed by Double Fine Production, in which the main purpose is to stop a person named Dr. Aurel White, who is destroying Halloween, and the main character is one of the brothers named Ren and Reinald. This game is based on a little theme of dystopia. Now, dystopia in anime world. Now, Attack on Titan is a very famous anime for dystopia. It's a Japanese dark fantasy anime, and it is adapted from a manga with the same name. Attack on Titan, written or created by Hajime Isayama, premiered in 2013. Genre of these anime are post-apocalyptic, dark fantasy, and action, and divided into four parts. Means a four season of Attack on Titan are available. And in this Attack on Titan, central character of the story are Eren, Mikasa, and Armin. In this anime, people are trying to save their life from a giant titan who is always attacking humans. In this anime, there are several steps where we can see violence and attack, and there are nine titan in this series, and known as titan shifters. Now, the second anime, which describe dystopian theme, Dead Man Wonderland, is a Japanese manga series written by Jinsei Kataoka, originally run in 2011. In this anime, firstly start with a massive earthquake in Japan and destroy most of Tokyo part. Then it takes a 10-year leap and focuses on the ninth grade student named Ganta Igarashi and the only survival of the earthquake. He had no memories of this earthquake and lived his life normally. As we can see in the novel 1984, the main character, Winston Smith, he had a memory of his past, but after came under the eyes of a big brother, he also start to forget by torturing, by forcing his past memory too. Now, Dystopia in music 2112 is an album which includes songs which have themes of dystopian society and sing for people who lives in dystopian world. This song describe the theme of individuality, founding of individuality. This album is by Canadian rock band Rush, released in 1976 by Anthem Records. Then the second and most famous song by Queen band, We Will Rock You, is also a dystopian theme song by Queen, who sings this song lives in a hope that in the future everyone addresses and thinks the same. There are other songs also considered as dystopian songs, like In the Year 2525, As If No is As If To Nothing, Year Zero. Year Zero is also an album like 2112, which has so many songs which describe about people life and how it works. So here are my work citation. Thank you. Now can ask me questions.
Pooja, how does the portrayal of government and authority figures in a dystopian literature reflect our own society?
Reflect our own society means a reality of our society, which we can see that dystopian has a name in it, fiction. So fiction and reality also can be related with each other. As we see, there are government, is it okay I say a name about North Korea, which also seem as dystopian society. So we can see that how North Korea powered on their people and how they are not free to do anything. So this thing and government and authority reflects on society in that manner. Thank you.
Pooja, what is the importance of the dystopian theme in literature according to you?
Dystopian theme in literature. As we see that in our society or in literature, there are two factors, or we know that two types: good and evil, bad or good thing. So utopia is an autonomy of a dystopian society. So if theme of utopia is needed in the literature to know how society work, and as same as that, dystopian society also needed in society to know that how dystopian society work, and also help literature to know different part of literature and our thinking too. Thank you.